We are in Salem today. We flew in yesterday. I was gonna vlog like the trip and stuff, but I forgot to put my SD card in my camera. So today we are doing some exploring, and then the Salem Witch Fest check-in is about 3 to 6. I'm talking to one of my friends about maybe doing something around that time. So we're starting off the day by doing some exploring. We did a little last night, but a lot of things were closed, so we're exploring today. I'm gonna put some rings on, and then I need to do my oils because we're in Witch City. So the kind of vibe already is really interesting. I haven't been in a actual witch store yet, like something that I would classify as a witch store. Everything so far feels a little tchotchke-ish, which isn't bad, but I'm surprised, I think, by the fact. Everywhere there's like, it's like, oh, witch city, and I'm like, where are the witches? Where are the witches, guys? Which sounds so dumb, but like, it is true. I'm just trying to fit my cicada. But yeah, the goal for today is just to kind of explore, go around, see what's up. We're going to visit a bakery that has some gluten-free options to start off the day. I have to pick up a notebook for note-taking today. The fit is cream t-shirt, jeans, and a bandana. So I hope you enjoy the ride. You're gonna see a lot of fun people here, and I'm gonna be updating you about classes and all that stuff. This is so cool. Okay, anyways, here's my pass. And I got my coat, which I'm gonna be using a lot. I also bought a bunch of shit today, probably more than I should. My notebook already has been breaking it in. I had this cute little mushroom notebook because I totally did not have a notebook on hand for anything. I got my masks, which I will be wearing in the classes and at the market, just because it's so many people and I want to be safe and I want to keep other people safe. So I think tonight it's a smaller gathering, so, and we were going to be eating anyway, so I'm not as concerned, but I am trying to be mindful of like going into stores and that kind of stuff. I'm wearing a dress, a black veil, San Benedetto earrings that I made, rings. I'm actually wearing boxers under my dress, which you can't see, genuinely, because I was like, this dress goes like, it's like shorter than I remember it being, and I like being a little more covered, so I just like, I stole a pair of boxers because I'm wearing shorts. I have changed twice today. It is so hot out. I knew that it was gonna be hot because of the moisture, right? But at the same time, I was like, oh, we're gonna be right by the ocean. It's not gonna be that bad. I've been like drenched in sweat. So I'm like doing makeup. Not even sure if it's gonna stay on. 15 minutes, I'm leaving. And I'm meeting Marshall, the Witch of Southern Light. We had breakfast. We had a lunch earlier today before check-in. And then we're gonna be meeting at the rooftop bar at Hotel Salem. And we are gonna be getting some drinks and watching the sunset, and then we're heading to the welcome dinner. So press pass means I can videotape some of the classes and a ritual. You probably aren't going to see everything, but I do want to show some of the amazing teachers and the lineup that is happening. So if you weren't able to come this year, you can definitely come next year. I'm already like in love with Salem, with the Witch Fest, with the co-founders, with the presenters that I've met. Meeting all of these people who I've admired for so long and like talked to for so long is absolutely insane. And like having them shake hands with me, it's like kind of like the time I was able to meet Lisa and Mary Beth and Professor Gina and Dr. Gina at the Witches Conference. I literally like almost peed my pants several times. But this is coming with me, and I'm just gonna show some of the stuff I got from today. It's a bathroom haul. One of the first places I went was Oaken Moss, which is a really cute place. I took videos of Plant Shop and did get my notebook, the notebook from there. And then I went to House Switch, which was right across the street, which was a little cute shop. I got 2 decks there. I got the Small Spells Tarot and the Green Gold Tarot, which I love. It's like pictures of things. I'll probably do kind of a deck review. Well, actually I bought them, so I'll probably talk more about these later once I am maybe home so I don't lose anything. I went to the Cauldron Black. I know so many cauldron things, and I didn't spend as much as I wanted to. They had an olive oil there that I fucking loved. Like a olive oil type thing, and they also had a feminist arrabbiata sauce that I wanted really bad, but I can't get it back to Colorado. So what I did get are these pocket saints. This one's Santa Lucia, this one's Our Lady on Tired Knots. They both have prayers on the back of them, and I really, really love these. These are wood instead of like plastic, and they fit perfectly like into my wallet, which not a lot of like prayer cards or things for the saints do. They had so many. They had a really flushed out saint section. They had witchy things. It was like, it was amazing. Okay, I also got a Sibylla deck. I have been looking for the Sibyl Oracle for so long, and this was like $12. It's by Los Carabio. I've been wanting to get my hands on a Sibylla deck for so long, and I finally got one. And I'm so excited, but I really was more excited about the pocket saints. I actually want to go back and get more and get some gifts for people at Cauldron Black. Ooh, and then I went to Coven Clothes, which I filmed inside. I got this lovely lacy kind of black top because I didn't pack enough black tops, and it's a witch weekend. It's like a tank top. This harness, it's a faux leather harness, so it kind of goes across like this. It's almost, and it sits kind of like here. I tried it on. I'm really excited. I'll probably try to wear this the night of the market. So, and I've also been wanting one of these for a really long time, and I feel like whenever I look for them, they're like not very well made and they don't fit me, and this one does, so I was very excited. So that's everything that I got, and by now I should be heading out to see Marshall, so we're gonna do that. So here are the classes that I could take today. Fluid condensers. I'm going to be taking Emily's class, Meeting the Wolf Mother. Queer Animistic Spirituality in the Natural World as a Queer Ancestor, which is Herbal Walk. On the Road to Thessaly is one I'm going to be taking. Who Are the Guardians? Law Keep Away. Book signing event with Sterling today from 3 to 4. Solomonic Pentacles, Secret Smoke, and Keldon's class, Folklore, Save the Witch. And then tonight we have a Wicker Man screening. So I'm going to be trying to film as much as I can for today. I didn't film anything at the welcome dinner just because it It's just really nice to kind of be present. I'm gonna damp down my hair a little so I don't have this giant like, what is this? Am I a cartoon? Got my press pass. I talked to Emily last night and she gave me permission to film parts of her teaching in the workshop. I'll probably do recaps after each class. I'm gonna pack a snack. I don't know when I'm gonna get lunch. Trail mix is a good option. And then I'm gonna be headed out to the course. Hello friends, you're in the middle of a vlog right now, but I didn't have time to film any class recaps or thoughts while I was in Salem. So I am home right now filming these for you. The entire Witchcraft and Folklore Festival kind of setup was that there were 3 time slots, a 10 a.m., a 1 p.m., and a 4 p.m. And so each kind of block was 2 hours and there were multiple classes happening, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 around that same time. So even though you could only choose 1 from the bunch being offered, there was usually 2 or 3. It was still really amazing to be able to get access to the classes that I attended. And the great thing about the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival is whether you're in person or online, all of the classes are filmed and all of the links are sent to you after the festival day. So if I missed a class or I, took another class, but I really was interested in another one happening at the same time, I can actually go back and watch it at a later date. So you get access to all of the information, all of the presentations, all of the teachers, which is amazing. But I will talk more about that later, kind of what I'm doing to follow up my experience in Salem now that I'm home. However, we are going to start off with my class recap of Meeting the Wolf Mother by Emily Lilly. Emily is such an amazing human. They're just so kind. They're so knowledgeable. They're so passionate about what they do and what they teach. And that's really kind of noticeable when you take their class or when you talk to them. Emily taught a class called Meeting the Wolf Mother, which focuses on Englobota, but also kind of looked into the other wolf mother archetypes throughout Europe and throughout the world, including my favorite, Lupa, my wolf mother. And so what really was interesting is I got to talk with Emily before this class more about the wolf mother archetype and kind of how it's an interesting viewpoint is that we, very often in modern day, we put motherhood into this box of like nurturing and caring, and mothers have to be one sort of thing, and motherhood is kind of portrayed as one kind of thing, especially with the maiden mother crone aspect. But the wolf mother presents this aspect of motherhood that isn't just nurturing, caring, receptive, feminine. It's feral, it's wild, it's incredibly protective, and it's also all of those things. But there is kind of this wildness to the wolf mother archetype that really kind of resonated with me as I was taking this class. There were lots of different books recommended. The information presented by itself, I felt, was something that I had never seen before. It really allowed me to gain access to a lot of different viewpoints, and especially Emily's viewpoint on Englobota, past her being the quote-unquote mother of monsters and past her kind of information that is circulating, which there isn't a lot. So being able to kind of see this class and take this class and kind of sit with the information that was given, it truly was an amazing experience. And you could tell how, like I said, how passionate Emily was, but also how well researched and how informed they, made their practice and made their presentation. So if you're interested in following them, ULV Witch is their handle, and I would highly recommend any of their work. I even got a devotional piece of jewelry from them for Diana. This is made with elk and labradorite, and immediately as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. But they have lots of other pieces that they create. They have a blog on Englobota for anyone interested in kind of exploring more, and I would highly recommend them and their class.
Gods and divinities in the Norse cosmos, and her name can be translated to she who offers sorrow, sorrow bitter, or grief bringer.
Mercury retrograde. There is a fire, I think, or someone just set off the fire alarm. There are firemen going into the building. That seems like it's a actual fire reaction. Or am I wrong?
Oh no, that's absolutely
That's okay, yeah. Oh boy. Marshall, I'm vlogging. Sorry.
Wherever you're trying to inspire me.
Oh, you think I'm cute?
What? Oh.
Mercury retrograde, folks. I'm just like making weird giggling noises. Pose, Austin. So demure, so modest. It's a video.
Baba Yaga demure?
The second class of the day that I took was On the Road to Thessaly, which was taught by Dr. Paul Patton. Paul has a PhD in anthropology, and it definitely showed during his presentation. It was just so memorable. It was, you know, very, very detailed, very kind of, I mean, it pulled these, of course, you know, Paul is a PhD, so it pulled these kind of connections and these threads together in all these different ways in ancient Greece, because it kind of talked about Thessaly, Enodia, how kind of Enodia became Hecate, how the perceptions of the people in Thessaly were, you know, created, and how they kind of became what they became, because Thessaly was like the place of witches. And I can't even like summarize Paul's work in a way that I think is going to do it any justice, but I know for me, I found the course incredibly interesting. Even talking to Paul about Italian folk magic and kind of my wanting to get a PhD in anthropology and my interest in it the night before was just immediately convinced me to take the course. I was able to kind of draw even some lines between my knowledge in Italian American and Italian folk magic and my ability to, and what Paul was talking about with Enodia and the keys and all of these aspects. And so the other kind of interesting thing is all of this kind of links to what I know about my practice, with Diana being, you know, a Roman goddess, but also a pre-Italic goddess, and one of those figures kind of being Enodia and Trivia and linking to Hecate, and kind of being able to see the research Paul has done was amazing. I mean, I don't know many places that you're going to be able to sit with someone who has a PhD in anthropology and see all of their research other than college, which is expansive. But it really was just an amazing course, and I really enjoyed it.
He calls him the singing goes, the goes epodos, and this word is really.
So I went to 2 classes, one at 10 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. Ethan's with me. Say hi, Ethan.
Hi.
Took Meeting the Wolf Mother, and then, gosh, I already, Paul's course On the Road to Thessaly. We're passing the witch house right now. Witch house. Okay. I actually had to go home and take a nap because I was so eepy. I was very tired. Eepy. But we had a late night last night. I got up early this morning, and I basically have been going straight since yesterday morning. So I went back to Kerwin House to get a little nappy in. And then we are I'm headed to Hawthorne Hotel to meet up with Marshall, and we are going to, with Nick Dickinson and a few other people, to a parsonage, and to the parsonage in Danvers. And then later we're going to Cinema Salem for the Wicker Man showing, I believe, and panel, which is very exciting. It just rained, nice little thunderstorm, and it cooled down quite a lot. So I can wear one of my outfits. I changed. Someone told me that I looked like Link from Zelda earlier, and now I have to.
You kind of do.
I kind of do. This doesn't I do.
Now that I hear that.
So now and they're like, is that intentional or unintentional? And I'm like, well, people have said it, so.
It's intentional now.
And it's intentional now.
You just love the Zelda games.
We're about to head into downtown Salem. Don't move. which is real cute. We're kind of coming from the more historic area, so I'll be meeting up with Marshall at Hawthorne, and then we're gonna go down to the Cauldron Black. I visited once already. We're going early again so I can walk around. Ethan's going to get food, so he's just coming with me.
Yeah,
We're having a good time. He's been exploring while I'm in classes. Tomorrow's courses, I think I have 2 that I really want to take at 10 a.m. The other thing is, and 1 p.m. The other thing I'm really enjoying about the Salem Witch Fest is, apart from all the events and the really awesome vendors and presenters, you're walking behind me. Why? Ow. Got it. Apart from that, all of the classes are available online after the fact. I keep losing my light. There it goes. All the courses are available online after the festival. So if I get tired, if I miss something, I can really quick get the version online, which is nice. Oh, there's Michael Myers in a window. I didn't notice that before.
Where?
Up there. Took 1 class because at this point I had been going for 2 days straight. But so to recap, Extracting the Dew of Cypress by Austin, aka Bang Next Bramble, literally one of my favorite workshops. This was the workshop that I think changed my brain chemistry a little, because not only did Austin present amazing information, but we actually made our own perfume as a group and ritual together. There were incantations, Orphic hymns to Venus. Extracting the Dew of Cypress was an occult perfume workshop under the auspices of Venus. To be able to sit with someone whose perfumes I love and whose work I love, and to be able to make one with the people there, and to be able to take it home with me and kind of work with the perfume as an occult materia, along with kind of hearing more about Austin's ideas and kind of perception of perfume as an occult thing, perfume as a spiritual thing, as an offering, perfume as metaphysic. It just like being able to hear this and receive this knowledge, and also some more kind of technical perfumery aspects. And then to also on top of that hear about Venus as all of these different things, as queen of perfume, and that in general was just like, I can't, like I said, I'm not going to be able to recap these classes in a way that really transmutes the information that was given, because they were so one of a kind.
Save you, Romanesque, save you, Etruscan, who lives under the village in your cavern. Come purify this space and move clearly. Purify most diligently in our work. Heal our hearts, we may be true and
everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes.
Take a few breaths and see this inevitable future of unconditional liberation for all beings. To go forth into these other rituals, leave the cages of your domestication and institutionalization behind. Thank you for being here. You can leave these on the chairs behind you.
Hegas este Bibloi by Camden Cornell. Camden Cornell has written a lot of books and done amazing things. You can find them at Heart and Vine Apothecary, but I am so excited because I got a copy of The Tameless Path signed. So this book I have been eyeing for ages. I think it's going, I know it's going to be amazing. So immediately, I didn't actually make the connection that Camden had written this book until I was taking their workshop. And then I was like, oh my God, it's you. So that was my bad. So I guess Este Bibloia was talking about small-scale exorcism and parasitic entity removal. Absolutely amazing work. It was a lot of energy work. It was a lot of things. The breadth to which Camden went through this course and the information they gave, and to like top it off with actually kind of going through each step of everything we have been talking about with the materials and how to do it. Like, they were transferring the way that they do exorcism and small entity removal, like parasitic energy removal. They were literally giving that to us. We now can kind of work to implement that in our own practices. And yes, that could be said for all of the workshops, but this workshop was like 2 full hours. The rest were like hour and a half, hour and 45. This was like over 2 hours of information. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pages from this class because I wanted to put everything down. I wanted to learn this so in-depthly, and I think being able to sit in Camden's class and really be able to kind of hear from them how they do this, but also to kind of know how I do my folk exorcisms or my energy work and kind of implement and kind of work to kind of syncretize the two and integrate the two into my practice was truly amazing.
I like all this stuff, and I like the whole ritual ambiance of it. However, if you are doing this at a distance.
Next, I took The Spirit of Things, which was by Loretta, Lou, and Sterling Moon. Loretta is also known as the Death Witch, and Sterling Moon is, I believe, Sterling Moon Tarot. But like I said, all the teachers will be down there below, which is the art and purpose of anchoring spirits to objects. This was a class that I feel like I knew some things already, but also getting to hear Loretta and Sterling talk is always just such a treat. So I was like, I'm going to take this class. So this class actually gave us materia similar to the occult perfume workshop to take home with us. And so they kind of went through these techno aspects of why we anchor spirits to things, the spirit in all things, how to kind of work with those spirits. Purpose of anchoring spirits, responsibilities and dangers, accidental conjuring of spirits, all these kind of things, thought forms, egregores, etc., the art of anchoring. And then they actually gave us a little iron key to work with. Like they encourage us to work with the spirit of the key, to conjure the spirit of the key, and to kind of see how this transfers into, you know, the rest of our trip at Salem and the rest of our vacation. And so to be able to kind of have these blends of workshops that were, here's some information, here's you actually doing it, I feel like we don't get that a lot. I think that there's a lot of different witchcraft festivals, folklore festivals that the presentations are kind of not geared towards intermediate or advanced practitioners, the people who've been practicing a long time. Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival is for intermediate and advanced practitioners. A lot of the classes there were not beginner classes. They were like obscure information, people who had done their own research, people with PhDs, people who have wanted space to like banter these ideas and share their knowledge. And it truly was something that I feel like enhanced my practice in a lot of ways and really kind of brought forth my own creativity again in my practice, especially kind of the ones where I was able to bring materia home and kind of start working with it, or hold an example of things in my hand, or kind of bring something home from the teacher. All of that was really memorable and really amazing.
Practice the art of anchoring spirits to objects, and hopefully everybody. Yeah. Turn off your white light and see if it's still working. I'm just bossing around, I'm sorry.
No, that's... Last night was the market. Ethan's here again, and we're walking again. Because I've been so busy that I haven't had any time to actually sit down and film anything. So I've just been filming as I like go. But I still have to film a bunch of other stuff. But so we were headed to the closing event for the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival. I was so stressed last night about the market that I only filmed a little bit. Ethan's like, you want to get some B-roll? I'm like, not right now. I'm like, I want pizza. That literally happened too. I was like, no, give me a slice of pizza. So we're headed to the closing event. My eyes are starting to like just woke up.
You went like when I'm stuck to South Aisle and I'm like, yes,
Marshall,
I can make whatever people need. I can acquire. That's really good to know.
we are all gathered here today solemnly to discuss this plant, who actually looks in perfect health, and I want to know the secret. I do. My pothos never looks like that.
My pothos, I haven't given it water in
What the fuck?
and it's like doing completely fine. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah, someone flag down Matthew.
I'm afraid to give it water now because of like...
Oh, that's not mine.
No, that's mine, but it's okay, you can go in there. So I'm back home from the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival. We got home at about 3 p.m. yesterday, and I was like, nobody talk to me. I'm so fucking tired. I need to be left alone. And then today I filmed all the class recaps, which you saw earlier in the video, and now I just kind of wanted to wrap up, talk a little bit more about my experience, some of the things that I had happen spiritually while I was there, a little bit more about info, kind of general about the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival, and overall just kind of give you a nice summary, conclusion. So as I mentioned earlier, Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival was in person for the first time since I think 2019 this year. The co-founders are Jackie Alois of The Cauldron Black and Matthew Venus of Spiritus Arcanum. I cannot speak enough about how generous and accommodating and amazing these two co-founders are. These two, did I say presenters? I meant co-founders. They founded the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival. They bent over backwards for the people there. There were volunteers as well that I can't thank enough for kind of making this experience possible and making the Witchcraft and Folklore festival possible. I got to talk with a lot of the volunteers as well as the co-founders, and honestly I cannot speak to the generosity of Matthew and Jackie. They were absolutely amazing. They helped me get my products out to Salem for the market. They helped me they were amazing. And then being able to attend the event they put together, how much love and work and energy and time has been put into it, it truly, you can tell. Like the presenters, the classes, they are amazing. They are well thought out. They are well researched. There were many people there whose classes I didn't get to teach that I will be taking, like I will be pulling it up on my computer and taking notes, purely because every single class there was one that was incredibly fascinating. It was one that really, I think, could benefit a lot of people in their practice and moving forward. Professor Porterfield was teaching, Camden Cornell was teaching, all of these amazing people, and also some of my like mutuals and friends were there. So to be able to create this space for community, to create these classes and bring in these presenters that not only have these amazing topics to cover, but also are typically those with like smaller followings and those who aren't as well known, to be able to give people a space to get their work out there and kind of help them progress and teach more. Like, it's absolutely mind-blowing the amount of energy and work that has been put into this Witchcraft and Folklore Festival. And you go in and you're like, wow, this class is good. And then you take the next one and you're like, wow, this class is also good. And that isn't even speaking about the events. You saw some pieces of the anti-lux, the immersive ritual in the witch house. It was like, you can't even put into words the magic that was happening between the three rituals in that house. To be sitting in one ritual and kind of have that be like going over you in the waves of emotion, and then to hear the other ones kind of wafting in through the doors, and to hear people like chanting and singing. And it was like, I don't know if I'll ever have an experience like that again. And I think that everyone there can also speak to how like moving it was, and how we were exposed to these like three very different traditions, and all of them like, for me, all of them affected me. All of them like made me feel something. One of them, I thought I was going to cry. Another one, you know, there was this sense of intimidation, this respect, this power in the room. And the other one, it was like, I wanted to move. I wanted to ecstatically dance. And if you were there, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if not, then, you know, I think for me, the important thing was capturing some of the essence of anti-lux without giving away everything, in hopes that you will attend next year because of the amazing events that they have going on. Same with the Mercato della Strega. I was so tired, I was so overwhelmed that I was like, I can't film, I can't do it. Thank you so much to everyone who came and saw me. Thank you to Matthew and Jackie for allowing me to get a table. To be able to kind of meet a bunch of people who know me and have followed my work and my products for a long time was absolutely amazing. And to see all of the other amazing vendors and form connections was also amazing. And past all of this, Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival was genuinely not just well put together, not just well thought out, not just well done, but it was a place where all of these people from varying traditions and backgrounds came together and talked and got to know each other and were able to share information and transmute things. I cannot like so many different practitioners of different ages and backgrounds and traditions were there, and all of them were talking and contributing and sharing all of the time, especially at the welcome dinner, at the brunch, at the pub crawl, at all of these events. You were able to receive information just by being in presence with those people. And overall, I mean, I'm coming home and I like couldn't even process all of the magic that happened. I want to like give a special thank you to Nick Dickinson at Urban Wizard on Instagram, who allowed me to use part of their ritual to Titania Circe in this video, but also who took me to the parsonage at Danvers, which is the original kind of place where Tituba was spoken about. And we went, and while they were performing their ritual, while they were doing their magic, we were able to sit and collectively kind of take in the energy. We were able to touch the ground that like Tituba was mentioned. It's where Tituba lived with the two children who like started the Salem witch trials, who started these accusations, and just the energy in that space. You can tell, as Nick said, like everything is centered around that. To see Nick give the offerings, to see them do their magic, as well as like be able to be there for it. I think that's something I talk about a lot. It's not just about learning from teachers, like in the position of teachers, it's about learning from the people around us. It's about being in presence with people. It's about being able to experience someone else in ritual and what you learn from that. And so the parsonage at Danvers, I included some things, but genuinely like that kind of experience, I had my first ever, like, in a long time, spiritually active, like, oh shit, I feel something. It's been a very long time since I've like felt that energetic change. Mostly now it's like intuition, soft things, because for me, I work with my ancestors. But to stand on that ground and to feel like this visible change in like the temperature of the air with other people around me also experiencing that was something I can't put into words. Like, it was insane and amazing all at once. Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival also brought me many gifts and many kind of amazing pathways to learning more from people who I genuinely admire, but also a lot of things clicked into place for me on this trip. I've been looking for many years, but I found the Manalfiga necklace that my mom bought for me. And I went into the Cauldron Black and saw them, and for 3 years, you know, I've been asking for Manalfiga. I want a Manalfiga necklace. My mom, you know, is like, I can't find one. I haven't had time to look because she's a very busy woman. But I kind of walk in to this place of power, this shop who is just so amazing. All of the workers there are amazing. And to be able to have that then gifted to me, like find the necklace, and then later talking to Jackie, it's painted olive wood, which just feels right. But that after like 3 years, there was a culmination there. After like in the class on the road to Thessaly, after many years of kind of thinking about things, like information and things clicked into place for me. I suddenly understood some traditions that I know about from Italy and Sicily that really kind of make sense. I was able to kind of support all of these people who maybe knew me, maybe didn't, and have been watching me for a long time. And then I was able to learn from them and sit there and be like, this class rocks. I think you're a great person. That experience by itself, to see someone who comes up to you and says, hey, I watch you, you really inspired me. Also, here's my amazing course. That is insane. That is something I will never be able to wrap my head around, and something that I am so humbled by every day and so honored by every day, to know that like you guys are out here creating cool shit, and then you meet me, you're like, oh my God. And so anyways, if you can, start saving up for the Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival next year. I believe it'll be in person again. This, like, it was just something that you have to experience in person, past the classes, past the events, to be in community with these people, to be able to see all of these amazing people, like places and shops and businesses, and also to be centered in Salem, this kind of historical and witchcraft centered hub of energy. There is something about it that really just kicks you into gear. And so following up with this, I've found that I'm like starting to get more creative. I'm about to enter undergraduate college again to get my degree, and I'm about to embark on a lot of like learning things for being 26. It's the year of learning for me. A lot of like inputting information, a lot of listening, and in turn I think there's also this renewed creativity in me to be able to learn so much and connect with so many people. I'm returning to my practice kind of renewed and regenerated, and like, okay, what can I implement? How can I bring this in? And past that to like being encouraged to experiment and try something new and revisit and tend to the roots of my practice that maybe I've neglected over the past couple months because I've been busy. That is what Salem did for me. And I really hope and encourage other people who were there to share, like in the comments if you want, what their experience was like. For me, it was really just unfathomable in many ways. And I think that, you know, I posted on Instagram recently all of these things that I got and all of these tools of magic that were either gifted or traded or bought or received, and to be how I'm kind of going to start incorporating them, start reading them, really kind of biting into this, like, okay, it's my 3H perfection year, it's time to learn. And that this kind of like jump started that for me. So I really hope to attend next year, and I hope to continue making videos about, you know, Salem Witch Fest, these amazing presenters, these amazing organizers, the amazing volunteers, everyone who was there and who made this happen. Truly, like, seeing behind the scenes too, and knowing how much work everyone put into this, and seeing how much the TAs help, the volunteers help, seeing all these people at the book signings as well, and being able to kind of get their work and begin reading it. All of this together is like, makes it an event like no other. So yeah, thank you to Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival, and Jackie and Matthew and the volunteers and the presenters for creating a truly amazing space and a truly amazing experience, not just for me, but I think for everyone who attended. So yeah, go to Salem Witchcraft and Folklore Festival next year. I'll see you there. Siate Benedetti.